Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to implement a bootstrap navbar with a WordPress theme using WP Bootstrap Nav Walker. Alright, so this is a really popular script that will integrate your navbar so that you can create sub items and things like that. So you want to go to this GitHub page, and we're going to just go ahead and download the zip. Okay, and if you open that up, you'll have a folder, and that'll have the PHP file inside of it. Okay, so what we want to do is let's open up our project folder. Okay, and we're just going to bring that PHP file into our folder. Okay, close that up. And now we want to open up the functions PHP file, and we want to include that file. So let's go to the top here, and let's do require once, and we're going to put in WP underscore bootstrap underscore navwalker.php. Okay, so that'll bring it in, and then make sure that's saved. And if we go to the GitHub page and look, you can see that we just did this step. Now the usage, we want to use this WP nav menu function inside of our navbar. Alright, so let's grab this whole thing and copy it, and then go into our header file where our navbar is, and go down into this div where we have the collapse class, okay, right above the form, and we're going to paste this in. Alright, so this basically defines a bunch of options for us. We don't need all of this stuff. I'm going to get rid of this menu item here. Okay, we want the theme location, which is going to be primary. Depth is 2, that's good. Let's see, container, we're going to set container to false. Get rid of the quotes, and we don't need a container class or a container ID. Get rid of that. Menu class, that's good. Fallback, that's fine, and that's good. Okay, so let's keep it just like that and save it. Now we need to go back to our functions PHP, and we want to register our nav menus. So inside of this theme setup, we're going to say register nav menus, and that's going to take in an array. Okay, so this is going to be called primary, and we're going to set that to double underscore parentheses, and then the readable name, which will just be primary menu. Okay, so we'll save that. Let's go back to the GitHub page. So we did this, that's fine. Alright, so make sure everything's saved, and then we're going to go back into the back end and go down to appearance, and you should have this menus option. Okay, we're going to click that. You know what, let's create an extra page. So we'll say about publish. Let's create one more, and we'll call this our team. Okay, and then we're going to go back to the menus page, and take a look at this menu, and let's go ahead and say create menu, and then you want to make sure you check this right here, primary menu, and then save it. Alright, and then we'll go to our front end and reload, and now you can see we have our menu and it works. So let's test out the drop down functionality. All we should have to do is take one of these and put them right in here. We'll put the our team one in there as well, and then save menu, go back, and now we have a drop down. Alright, so awesome. So you can see how easy that was to implement a nav bar, and this is definitely something that you could use in other projects as well. Any kind of bootstrap WordPress theme. Alright, so now what I want to do is get the sidebar set up so that we can add sidebar widgets. So still in the functions.php file, we're going to go underneath the add action here, and let's create a function. And we're going to call this init underscore widgets. Okay, and that's going to take in an ID. Now in here we want to say register sidebar, and that's going to take in an array, and then we have a bunch of options. So let's say name, sidebar, ID, sidebar. Alright, now we can also include other things here. For instance, we can say before widget. Now what this does is it allows us to insert code right before the widget renders. So we're going to need this because we want our widgets to render inside Bootstrap panels. So we need to include the panel classes. So let's put a div, give it a class of panel, and also panel default. Alright, and then let's do after widget, and that's just going to be two ending divs. Alright, now we also have the ability to add content before and after the title, which we also want to do. So for this one, before title, and this is going to have a div with the class of panel heading. Okay, and then we also want the h3, and we're going to give that a class of panel title. Alright, and then finally we'll do after title. That's going to be the ending h3, ending div, and then we also want the start of the panel body. Okay, so that should be good. Now we need to have an action, so we're going to say add action. Alright, and the hook will be widgets underscore init. Alright, and then of course the function we want to call is init widgets. So we'll make sure that's saved. And if we go to the back end and reload, you should now have a widgets option under appearance, and you should also see sidebar. So what I'm going to do is bring over categories,